What's up everyone? Before we get started, I would really appreciate if you could navigate to my posture check animation overhaul mod and leave a thumbs up. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much and enjoy the video. Today I'm going to show you how I was able to adjust the animations in the Hogwarts Legacy creator kit. This method took me nearly 10 days to figure out, so let's get started. So first off, let's create a new mod. I'm just going to name it ABC because I want the mod directory to show up at the top. Now what you want to do is right click, navigate to Blueprint class, and then type in mod mutator. Select the mod mutator and then give it a name. I'm just going to name mine game_mode_mutator. With the game mode mutator created, now navigate to the content directory. In the search Phoenix_game, and it should be the first selection. Select it, copy it, and paste it back into your mod directory. It could potentially freeze, just wait for it to load. When your game mode file has been pasted, select it, press F2, and rename it to whatever you want. I usually just add a _m to the end of all my modified files. Now we can open the game mode mutator and set it up. Click Open Full Blueprint Editor. From here, we want to see in the Details panel the actor types to override. If you don't see this, click on Class Defaults. Click the plus button on Actor Types to override, and then search for the default game mode, Phoenix_game_mode. Compile and save, and then on the left side navigate to the Functions, Override, and then select Request Actor Override. In this new graph, take the return node and bring it out a little bit. Now drag out from the original actor type and type in equal. In the select class, type in Phoenix_game_mode. We need the original game mode. Then, holding B, press left mouse button to bring in a branch node. Connect the branch node to the request actor override and the return node. Copy and paste the return node and drag the pasted return node into the false output. Then connect the red output pin of the equals to the condition of the branch. Now drag from the original actor type again and bring it straight to the pasted return node. On the return node that's connected to true, select class and type in the name of your modified game mode class. Once we finish that, we can go ahead and close out of the game mode mutator and open up the game mode blueprint. If your game mode blueprint opens like this, just click on Open Full Blueprint Editor. Navigate over to the functions on the left side and press the plus button. Once you're in your function, you want to create a variable. Name the variable Animation Architect _male. Go ahead and select the new variable you've made. In the Details panel, find Variable Type and search in Animation Architect Asset. Find the object types, and under Animation Architect Asset, select Object Reference. Click Compile. Now, when you click on the drop-down menu, you can bring in an Animation Architect Asset. Go ahead and type in ADA_human. Now this is where you have to pay attention. There's going to be 4 ADA human files. If you hover over them, you'll see a tooltip with a path. The path should be game/data/animationarchitect/human. Once you find the correct human file, go ahead and select it. Again, if it freezes, just give it a second to load. Once it's loaded, go ahead and select the Animation Architect variable and copy it and paste it. Change the name to Animation Architect _female. And then compile, then go back to the default value and change the default value to ADA_human_female. And then go ahead and click compile once again. These animation architect assets are where the animations are stored and where the animations are called to be used. There is nearly 1,400 animations used in this ADA file alone, but the ADA female file also has some female distinct animations, which only has 81 or so animations. The ADA female file also references the ADA human file, and so they share some animations. Now let's get started building our function. First, we want to drag in the animation architect underscore male variable that we just created. Press get, drag from the output pin, and type in get connection array. Then drag from the connection array and type in get, and then we want to get a reference. Drag the input integer pin into the new function. Select the function and rename the integer variable to index. The index allows us to select what number we want to use inside of this connection array. If we were to use the number 300, then we would be getting the index of the connection array at 300. This index holds all of this information. But this index also has another array within it called the asset proxies. Because there's another array, we have to access that specific array. So going back to the event graph, we want to drag out from the get and click break animation architect asset. Then we want to drag from the asset proxies, which matches the asset proxies array that's within all of these indexes in the connection array. Drag asset proxies and type in get. Now drag the get integer input to the function. Select the function and rename the integer to asset index. Normally the asset proxy will only be 0, but I have noticed a few times that there's been multiple proxies in a single connection. Now we're going to drag from the get and we're going to do break animation architect asset proxy. Now this is where we are able to change the animation asset that's being used by the ADA human file. Drag from animation asset, type in set by ref var. Connect the execute pins of the set animation node and the new function. Take the value input pin and drag it to the new function node. Select the new function node and rename the animation asset to animation. Now click compile and save, and we are done. Now we are able to successfully replace any animation inside of the ADA human file. Now if you want to replace animations in a different ADA file, go ahead and copy this code and paste it into a new function. You can do this by selecting the function on the left side and copying and pasting, and then changing the name to whatever. If you're trying to change an animation in any other ADA file, you must create an object reference variable of that ADA file and use it within this script. Now we are able to actually replace the animations. It is wise to put your game mode and game mode mutator in its own separate file. This does modify the original ADA files. You should make backups of the ADA files you're using. I'm modifying the ADA human file and the ADA human female file. Make sure you are grabbing the correct ADA human file. Once you have the correct ADA files, go ahead and copy and paste them into your mod directory. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to adjust an existing animation just to get a feel for the process. So I'm going to navigate to the animation folder in the content directory. I'm going to open human, and then I'm going to type in hu_bm_idle. These are all the animations that use the tag HUBM_idle. Today I'm going to be changing the casual loop animation. So once you have an animation that you want to change, copy and paste it into your mod directory. Then add a subtle change to the name, like a _m at the end. Before you make any changes to your animation, you want to make sure that the animation you're using is in one of the ADA files you selected. You can do this by copying the name and pasting it into the ADA file. You can view what ADA file an animation uses by right-clicking the animation, clicking Reference Viewer, and seeing what ADA files are referencing the animation. In this case, the ADA human file is referencing the casual loop. Once you open your modified animation file, you can start making changes. On the left side of the animation viewer, select Skeleton Tree. After selecting a bone, make sure the Rotate gizmo is selected. Then you can make changes to the selected bone by using the Rotation gizmo. Here I give the spine a little bend. Once you make a change, press the key button in the top toolbar. This will create an additive layer track for the bone you selected. Once you're done making adjustments to your animation, click Apply and Save. Now before we apply this animation to the ADA file, we have to make sure that we know the connection array index number and the asset proxy number. Once you know what the numbers are, you can open the game mode blueprint that we created earlier. Once you're in the game mode blueprint, drag the change animation function into the event graph. Then you can connect the function with event begin play. Now we input the index number of the connection array that the animation we're replacing uses. In my case, it was 730, and the asset index was 0. Now we can replace the animation by copying the modified animation's name, or by selecting it, going back to the function and pressing the arrow. Because of the large amount of animations that need to be changed, I like to comment out the modified animation's name over the function. Now we are ready to compile and save and test out the new animation. As you can see, once the character enters the idle loop animation, it uses our modified animation. Now, modifying animations does come with some caveats. There's several animations that kind of work together in a way. Now, the animations that are working together right here are the idle casual loop and the idle break casual animations. Now, if I were to modify all of these idle break casual animations to have a slightly curved spine, then it would look just fine. Now I'm going to show you the female side, the female animations, using the ADA human female asset. The ADA human female asset holds the female animations, the female walk animation, jog, and sprint, and the idle breaks, and some of the combat animations. When you're looking through an ADA file, you can also click the magnifying glass icon and it will take you directly to the animation. In this case, I'm going to take the female casual loop prefixed with HUF and modify it by copying and pasting it into my mod directory. Then I'm going to change the name once again by adding a _m. So once again, we have to get the connection array index number and the asset proxy index number from the ADA human female file by copying and pasting the original animation's name into the ADA file. In this case, the numbers were 5 and 0. Now going back to the game mode blueprint, I'm going to hold the S key and press left mouse button to bring up a sequence node. I'm going to connect event begin play to the sequence node, then I'm going to connect the change animation male to the sequence node. Now on the left side under my blueprint, I'm going to bring in the change animation female function. Connect it to the sequence node, then input the index numbers that we recorded earlier. For this animation, it was 5 and 0. Now when we want to change the animation asset, we can either copy and paste the name, or we can select the asset in the content browser, then go back to the function and click the arrow. And to finish it off, we want to comment out the function with the modified animation's name. And just like that, you are done. Another quick note is that you can do all of the function setup stuff before you even make changes to the animations. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, leave a comment or reach out on the official Hogwarts Legacy Discord at ToxinOG. I'd be glad to help you out. Don't forget to leave a like on my posture check animation overhaul mod, and I'll see you next time.